Kate pressed power on her cell phone. There were no reception bars. She hadn't thought there would be. "This is what I get for showing off," she muttered. The goddess warned her as a child not to display impressive feats of magic or others would seek to use it for themselves. The warning probably should have been, "Or I'll drop you in some desolate location as a timeout." Each time she tried to send them back, she was unsuccessful. It angered Kate. One thing she prided herself on was the ability to use magic. Even as a child, she'd been able to do the most extraordinary things just by thinking about them. By the age of 4, she had learned to conceal most of what she could do. The sound of Zane walking away interrupted her thoughts. She turned to follow him. A wicked thought rumbled through her mind. The view in this place was worthwhile. She cursed her own inability to focus. Each time she tried to find a solution to their middle-of-nowhere problem, she'd get the image of him in the state of undress she found him in floating through her mind. She wondered what he would say if she turned to him and asked, "Excuse me, Zane. I'm having trouble concentrating. Can I have sex with you until I can think of something other than the thought of you naked?"
"I'm going to look around,"
Zane said. Kate made a sound of acknowledgement. It wasn't fair that the first time she saw the man, he was as naked as the day he was born. She would never forget the sight of him. Rippled muscles defined a drool-worthy chest that went well with strong, well-defined arms. The type of body that didn't come from a gym, but from long, hard manual labor or a lifetime of training. Oh, and the backside. She would watch him walk away any day of the week. From the sleek line of his spine down to his ankles, the back half of his body defined perfection. She had desperately wanted to run her fingernails over his rear end, just to say she touched the body of the gods.
"Kate."
She jerked out of her lust-filled thoughts and turned toward the object of her desire. "What?"
"I called you, but you were in deep meditation."
he said. She looked away, hoping he wouldn't see the raw desire she was certain would show through her eyes. "What did you want?" she asked, trying to keep her tone casual.
"I asked if it was going to bother you if I shifted. I could find more information faster in my non-human state."
Kate could do nothing but stare at him. "You are so weird." She laughed.
"What is weird about being polite? I have no wish to shock you."
He said in a clipped tone. She had ruffled his feathers. "Shocking me was appearing naked on a table where bones once were. Shocking me was finding out that you are the boogeyman. Seeing you change would not be shocking, it would be fascinating. Unless you eat me. That would kind of suck." His eyes flashed for just a moment, and Kate almost believed it never happened. But she knew it did. He stalked toward her, bringing his face a mere inch from hers.
"I could devour every inch of your skin and you would beg me for more. It would not suck."
Though he didn't touch her, her body tingled as if he had. She stared at him dumbfounded while her brain tried to prepare some type of response. As she gaped at him, she realized he was changing. His jaw extended, conforming to an altogether new shape. The next thing she noticed were his eyes. They shifted from blue to black as the bone structure in his face changed, narrowing, causing his eyes to set apart. His black hair spread the length of his body. It took every bit of control Kate possessed to not reach out and touch him. His spine erupted, lengthening his torso as he dropped to his knees. Kate wondered for a moment if it hurt. His arms and legs shortened, turning into what she would expect a wolf's legs to look like. Though it only took a short period, his transformation captivated her. Unable to stop herself, she reached out to touch him. The wolf turned its head toward her, baring its teeth but emitting no sound. Kate's hands stilled at the vision of the fangs, but her curiosity was stronger than her sense of self-preservation. Her fingers connected with soft black fur. She half expected it to be coarse, but it felt like silk. What started as curiosity had turned into pleasure. Her hands stroked the length of the wolf's fur from the base of its neck to the hindquarters. With her face pressed against his fur, she breathed in his scent. The feel of his fur against her skin sent a ripple of heat through her body. Shocked at her body's reaction, she jerked her thoughts from a place they did not belong. With a need to return to reality, she backed away from the wolf Zane had become. Her breath caught at the sight of his eyes. Though her mind had turned him from werewolf to pure wolf, the sight of Zane in those black eyes made her all too aware of the man within the beast. He flashed his teeth again with a smirk and bounded away. Kate sank to the ground, pulling her knees up to her chest with her arms wrapped around them. She exhaled slowly, emptying her lungs before taking in a shuddering breath. "You know you've been celibate too long when a wolf turns you on," she said aloud. The desire she felt as she stroked the soft fur encasing that body left her throbbing with want. She knew the moment she saw him again in male form, she'd not be able to look him in the eye. Sometimes in life, when a distraction is in order, Kate thought. She sat taller, folding her legs in front of her. With her eyes closed, she began calling the goddess. If anyone knew why her magic had gone so off-kilter, the goddess would. Her answer came almost immediately. "It is not the magic gone awry. It is a stronger magic." With that one line, Kate knew the connection ended. The goddess had addressed her questions with a statement that only begot more questions. Though she knew one thing for certain, the goddess placed the two of them in this desolate location. What she didn't have an answer to was why, to what purpose. Kate stood, surveying the land once more. No sign of Zane. Her face flushed anew at the way she had responded to his changes. She sent a silent prayer of thanks to the goddess that Zane could not read her mind. The last thing she wanted to do would be to leave him with the impression she was a mindless nymphomaniac or partook in bestiality. She tested what abilities the goddess left her with. Her eyes focused on the small building in the distance. Using the same energies she had attempted to use earlier, she willed her body to arrive at the shack. With no more energy than it took to blink, she stood at the building. "So powers intact just can't leave," she said to herself. "And for goodness sake, quit talking to yourself."
Sometimes the best conversations I have are with myself.
Zane said as he stepped through the open door of the shack, once again in human form. "You scared me."
I was wondering if anything scared you.
"What's that supposed to mean?"
I've witnessed grown men reduced to tears, calling for their mothers at the sight of a change.
he said. "I knew you wouldn't hurt me."
I thought I was the boogeyman.
"Yeah, you are, but that was the coolest thing I've ever seen." With a chuckle, she walked past him into the small shack. Any thought she possessed escaped when his hand fell on her shoulder. His touch sent a jolt of electricity through her. She turned to ask him what he wanted when his mouth covered hers. The question died on her tongue as her blood raced through her veins. She tasted his lips and wanted more. He wound his hand through the back of her hair as his other hand rested on the small of her back. She found herself pressed firmly against his hard body. His tongue coaxed its way past her parted lips, and Kate tasted heaven. Almost before it began, the kiss ended. He pulled away from her, his hands on both her shoulders holding her at arm's length. Kate brought her fingertips to her lips, pressing against them, gently reliving the brief kiss she'd just shared.
Have a care before you tempt me beyond reason?
He said, his voice thicker and deeper than she remembered it being just a short time ago. "Don't throw gauntlets you don't want retrieved," she retorted. She knew she was being deliberately cliché, but he annoyed her. He kissed her just enough to tease the desire she already had difficulty keeping at bay. The childish part of her wanted to stomp her feet and scream at him to finish what he started. To her utter surprise, he threw his head back, and laughter exploded from his throat. The sudden urge to step on his feet for laughing at her was a difficult one to stifle. To keep her pride, she did what any self-respecting female would do. With her arms wrapped around her chest, she walked away, mumbling under her breath what he could do with himself.
Kate.
She heard him call her name, but continued walking. A kiss, a threat, and a laugh made her long to tell him what she thought of such behaviors. If he thought she was a simpering female afraid of genuine passion, genuine desires, he had another thing coming. Since the moment she met the man, her body had decided it wanted him. Who was she to argue with the forces of nature? She respected his ability to adapt. He woke up after centuries and found his balance enough to drive a car. He had a compassionate streak that shined through his actions. She knew beyond any doubt that he would have poked around in human form if his wolf form bothered her. She sensed his touch more than felt it as he turned her to face him. Though she wanted to hit him, she chose a less childish route and faced him like a woman.
Do you fear nothing? No inhibitions? Nothing to restrict the way you react in this life of yours?
He asked. His eyes captured hers with a gaze so intent she wanted to look away. Her soul was on display for him to see. "And what of you?" Are you so stymied by the course of your life that you cannot see what is in front of you?